the 7th and the last, the two races we focus on here. Flying 1,000 metres for the Class 2 is the 7th, and Nervous Witness comes back into Class 2. At this stage, Stoltz has done his best racing across at Happy Valley. Hong Kong wins a 4-time winner over the 1,000 metres. Carroll Street, he won't mind getting back to Sha Tin. It's his favourite course and distance. Valiant Dream has won 4 of 5 here. Pacifiers go on number 8 Classic Unicorn, and Metro Warrior, Tom, just his second time in Class 2. He ran 4th at his first go behind California Spangle.
Yeah, and the speed in this race, well, it should be good. They normally always are down the straight over 1,000 metres, and Nervous Witness will jump and run, certainly like he has done in all of his runs here. He's back to course and distance where he's won on 2 occasions. Classic Unicorn, he was in the trail last start, Paul, and he pretty much over-raced the whole race, and Stoltz will have to come across from barrier 3.
Yeah, he will. We know he's got plenty of pace, though. He's got a track record at Happy Valley. Metro Warrior is another one that just loves it down the straight 1,000, and he's likely to be right there as well.
The buzz horse, though, is Nervous Witness. David Hayes is his trainer via Zoom yesterday. Nick caught up with David and asked him how Nervous Witness is looking.
Yeah, he looks like he's back on track. In his training, he's been relaxing more. When he lost his way and got beaten, he still ran placings in those races, but disappointed by the market price he was. But I think he's a more relaxed horse coming out of those races now, and he's more seasoned to Hong Kong and probably will be a little bit more reliable.
And we've spoken extensively about this horse, David, naturally, given sort of what he's been able to do on the track. Do you feel now that he is just beginning to, as you I think, so eloquently described it a few runs ago, just needing to come back, just needing to relax? Do you feel you've got him now right where you sort of need him to be? Yeah,
it's harnessing his speed. Like, he's got incredible speed, but if he charges and races erratically, it negates his speed because he leaves himself with nothing at the end. If we can just, like Nature Strip a little bit in his early days, I'm not saying he's Nature Strip, but I'm saying Nature Strip was vulnerable from time to time in Australia because he was far too aggressive. And if things didn't quite go right, he was brought undone. And it's a bit the same with this young horse. He's at the early days of his career. I think he's going to be very hard to beat whenever I run him, but he's a little bit vulnerable if he over races and does things wrong. He could bring himself unstuck. But the frame of mind he's in, I feel that he won't, and he'll be back to his brilliant best straight form. And his best straight form was incredible. He nearly broke the course record on debut, so you know how good he is.
And you had Blake Shin on him for a recent trial. He'll ride him on race day as well. Were you both happy with what he was able to achieve in that trial? Yeah,
look, Blake was thrilled with him, and he sent Zach a text and said, "Thank you for giving me the opportunity."
There is David Hayes, Tom. What about him coming down the straight? He's back up in Grade 2, so it's obviously going to be a harder race than the field that he beat up at Happy Valley.
Yeah, it will be. And the thing is here, with the ratings of this race, it's 100 to 90, 100 down to 82, but he's only 94, so he doesn't have to lump the top weight here of 133. He's only got 128, so that's going to certainly assist him, and back down the straight as well. We know he's got not too many issues with that, so he's obviously pulled the one to beat.
Yeah, definitely. Look, he's the way he won at Happy Valley, as David Hayes said there, it's just all comes down to how he's feeling on the day. If he doesn't over-race, then he can win easily. But he's just going to be a little bit vulnerable at the end if he does over-race. But we saw him down the straight 1,000. He's just so good down it.
There's his graphics card. 6 starts, 3 wins, 3 placings. At Sha Tin, 4 starts, 2 wins and a couple of minor prizes as well. So a really good pickup right here for Blake Shin, Tom, as we have a look at the rise of Nervous Witness through the ratings.
Yeah, he's gone up a fair way since he started here back in the early part of the season. Race 006 went up 14 points for both of his first 2 victories, and then they didn't put him up too much for those placings, just a couple of points here and there, Paul, and then 12. So he's rocketed right up just for having those 6 starts.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? We see these young horses that can do this, and he went up 28 rating points those first 2 starts, and then did fail, but it just shows he's back to it, and it's just the over racing scenario, I think.
Can you see anyone taking him on, Paul? Because it has happened before down the straight, and he's been good enough to overcome that.
Yeah, look, I don't think they will. I think he's got that explosive speed. The last time that the Casper Founds horse took him on, didn't he? He didn't really. He finished off sort of 3rd or 4th, and I just think they'll let him go.
All right, we move on now to the next replay here, Tom. This is a Hong Kong win. Stoltz, highly proactive and classic unicorn. We'll focus on the first two there. Hong Kong win will love coming back in trip, and Stoltz needs to bring his Happy Valley form to Sha Tin at this stage.
He does, but I think he will be better coming back to the 1,000 metres. When he ran over 1,200 metres 2 runs ago, it wasn't bad. Last time he was just fair, but back to the 1,000 is really going to assist him. Hong Kong win, Paul, hasn't won since May 2020 off a mark of 86, and when he did win, he beat a subsequent Group 1 winner now and stronger.
Yeah, so he is he is capable, definitely, but I agree with what you're saying about Stoltz. I think coming to this different course, the straight 1,000, is going to suit him. So look, I've included him.
Here he is again, Paul. Now, this is over the 1,000 metres at Happy Valley. He's been flying around the city circuit.
He has, hasn't he? He's been going really well. Now, he's coming to the straight 1,000 here at Sha Tin. So, it's a different kettle of fish. But, look, the way he's got this pace, I didn't want to leave him out because we know he's a very speedy horse.
He raced just behind the speed last start, travelled well and just tied over the last 100 metres. What's really interesting here is Zach Purton is with him. Whether it's a prior booking or not, we're not privy to that, but he, of course, has had an association with Nervous Witness. Blake Shin rides him. And the other one, Carroll Street, Blake Shin's had an association with him, but Vincent Ho rides. So there's a bit of a switcheroo going on.
There is indeed. And like that, who was in that previous replay running third, has won twice since that. He's also in this race, Tom, like that. Alkari actually wins this race but loses it on protest, and there's nothing wrong with the form around Alkari at the moment.
No, he's been racing well. And I think the horse on the outside rail, he's come out and won subsequently as well. But Metro Warrior, we know he loves course and distance. Just a 2-time winner, but he's always there or thereabouts. They had a bit of a brush about 50 metres out from the post, and in the end, the result was overturned there. So, look, he's probably got place claims as well if you are looking to shop around for wider exotics, Paul.
Yeah, he's definitely, this is his right distance and this is his right course because he does run well down the straight 1,000.
And our next replay, Tom, this is Carroll Street, speaking of running well down the straight 1,000 metres. He's been to Happy Valley a few times recently. He will love getting back to Sha Tin, won't he?
Yeah, and I think he will, and he's only got 118 on his back. I'm not convinced he's a horse that is suited by Happy Valley from what we've seen so far. He's just a flat-out, I think, 1,000 metre horse. He's not going to be too far from them here, Paul, in a small field. And with the lightweight, I think he can run down Nervous Witness.
Yeah, I've got them the other way around, but I have got him as the Quinella horse. I think he's the one that's hardest to beat because I agree with you. I think this is another one that really suited to the straight 1,000.
We know your first two selections, Paul. 1 to beat 5. Who goes in for third and fourth?
We're going to put Stoltz in for third behind them because look back to 1,000. I think is going to suit him. So 152 and Valiant Dream, another one that really likes it down the straight 1,000. So he goes in there on a fourth line. 152 and 7.
Yeah, I quite like Carroll Street here in this contest. I think the little freshen up will have been a benefit to him as well. Carroll Street, he's won a recent trial. He sat behind them in the barrier trial, and when he was presented, he went on to win quite nicely. So I'll take a chance with him. He's a 4-time course and distance winner as Carroll Street, number 5. Nervous Witness, strong win, jump and run, relaxed nicely, raced away. Has trialled since with Blake Shin on board. He's up 16 pounds, the horse himself. And the plus side with him, he doesn't have to carry the top weight of 133. Stoltz goes in, and I've thrown in Hong Kong win. He was midfield on the fence. I thought he had his chance. Long time since he's been able to win, but maybe he's starting to find a little bit of form. He hasn't been too far away really in his last few outings. So 5, 1, 2 and 4.